All right, lead heads, welcome back to the Talking Lead podcast. This is episode 202, and you can hear somebody back there jacking around with stuff in the background. That would be our guest today, JJ Hayes. Welcome in.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Do All Outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
You guys heard JJ a few episodes back during our NRA coverage. JJ, did we have somebody else with you? Did Sodini?
Yeah,
Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Sodini co-hosted that episode.
He did a fine job, I might add.
He did. I mean, he might be coming up with a second carear. I don't know.
He could. He's good. He's a good DJ. I know that.
He needs one.
Yeah.
So as you guys heard a few episodes back, JJ and I and CG3G and Andrew went out and we did some prototype testing on some targets that Do-All's been contemplating. So JJ came up again today and we did a little bit more.
We did. We have some targets scheduled to come out SHOT Show 2018, and just like everything we make, it needs some thorough testing. So I always like to call my buddy Marty to throw some lead at some targets and give him the okay. So we did a little bit of that.
And we want to thank Leadhead Cuz for letting us use his range today.
Yes, very nice range. We're super appreciative, and I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, it's a great spot for us to get. It's quick to get to, for one.
Yes.
But it's got the distance and everything else we need to.
It does.
Shoot anything we damn want to out there.
That's a fact. And we got to shoot, at least I got to shoot for my first time, a 22 mag.
You got to shoot the Kel-Tec PMR-30.
Yeah, the semi-auto 22 mag handgun.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
Pretty impressive.
Sucker's loud, though, isn't it?
Very loud.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I didn't have my earmuffs on when I first shot it because I didn't expect it to be that loud.
Well, we were shooting just a regular 22 before that.
Right.
And everybody, you don't wear ears for that.
No.
It's 22.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So then we pull out the 22 mag, and it sounded more like an AR going off.
yeah, for sure. Very cool firearm. I'm going to have to pick one up.
The targets that we were shooting were taking it like a champ.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. We have a ton of 22 targets, so we kind of the industry leader in that category. The backyard plinkers and what have you, and we've even got some upper echelon 22 targets. So
you guys got all kinds of targets.
We do. We got it all covered.
We've been doing a little bit of the
self-healing
seal.
Our trademark terminology is impact seal.
Impact seal. Okay.
It's the generic term is self-healing material. It's a polymer. But
right,
we own the.
Now, are they all orange, or do you do different colors?
Well, actually, they originally they were red.
Yeah,
and we came out with orange about 4 years ago. Have played with some other colors. We do.
Did you say it was because of the Vols?
Yes, it's heavily
Tennessee Vols,
heavily rated to the Vols. We do some private label stuff for some big retailers.
Right.
We do some stuff for Cabela's, and their color is yellow. We do some private label stuff for Bass Pro. Theirs is red, and so on and so on. So we can pretty much make it available in any color.
Dude, you got to do a red, white, and blue one.
It's hard to do
America.
It's hard to do three colors, man.
Can't just swirl it.
I would love to. We could probably swirl it. Yes.
Yeah, I'd swirl it. Swirl will look good.
Do a July 4th launch?
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's look at
July
that.
July 4th. Okay. Yeah, it's coming up.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll see if we can do that. That'd be pretty cool.
Special run.
Yeah. Limited run.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to get more on the targets with JJ, but I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about our contest that we're having, the 200th episode celebration. And we kicked that off last episode 201. And we're giving away a Tactical Squirrel box. It was May's edition of that box, and I told you everything that was going to be in that. And the question was, who was the NASCAR driver that we sponsored, and what was the number of his truck in the Camping World Series? And we got several people answered that. I had a couple had the wrong answer, but most everybody had the right answer. And we randomly went through and pick the winner. And drum roll, please. The winner of the Tactical Squirrel box is going to be Dustin Warren.
Dustin.
Dustin, congratulations. Clay Greenfield, number 68, is the correct answer. Had a couple of people say Ryan Newman. We never did sponsor Ryan Newman, but we did support their organization, the Rescue Ranch, for rescuing animals and whatnot. But Clay Greenfield, number 68, was the right answer. And Darren, if you're listening, I hadn't gotten in touch with you yet, get in touch with us, and we'll make sure we get you that Tactical Squirrel box. You got to post pictures of it, though, bro. Now, back to the Do All Outdoors targets, which just so happens to be our next giveaway.
That's right.
JJ has so generously put up several of their targets, and right off the bat, you're going to get a discount to you leadhead. So you're going to go to their website, Do All Outdoors, and use the leadhead discount code and get how much? 20% off?
20% off
your purchase. Mm-hmm. And then for our contest, what we're going to do is
we're going to give some stuff away.
Right.
We're going to give some self-healing targets away, some of our ground bouncers. A paddle wheel is one of the items. A jack leg is another one. And
jack leg. Yeah. How'd you come up with that name?
We just, pick them out of the air.
It's just whatever sticks.
No, it looks like a jack, like a steel jack. You know, like when you were a kid.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it's impact seal, so it's pretty cool. And we're going to give a hat away. So
there you go, guys.
2 ground bouncers and a hat for the contest.
2 ground bouncers and a hat. All right, so this is going to be a real easy one for you guys. So I want a lot of participation on this. And again, you're going to email the answers to me, and it's talkinglead@gmail.com. So the question is, Jonathan,
how long has Do All Outdoors been in business?
There you go.
Pretty simple.
Simple as that.
Simple stuff. The giveaway, again, is 2 ground bouncers and a cool Do All hat, which I believe there's a picture of the hat on our website and our Facebook page.
I think I've got one on our Instagram page wearing it as well.
Yeah.
It's very cool. So you guys take part. Email that to talkinglead@gmail.com. So in the subject heading, put DAO for Do All Outdoors, DAO 200 answer in the subject. So I'll know real quickly what to look for. And then we're gonna announce the winner in the next episode. So there you go, guys. Awesome. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate that.
Glad to be here as always. We're going to do it again real soon. We'll be back out with more targets, and we'll throw some lead at those and keep this
train rolling,
moving forward.
Hell yeah. And speaking of train, I think I hear the Jackwagon train rolling in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so the Jackwagon train has stationed, and JJ has left the building. He had a tea time, so he's a Jackwagon for scheduling a tea time during his interview. So we've called in reinforcements, and we've got our good buddy Andrew on. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Not much, man. You missed a good little test shoot segment that JJ and I did.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had some work to do, but
some people
missed it, but I'm glad you guys had a good time.
Some people have to work for a living, I guess.
Occasionally.
So you got to go the first time. So you didn't really miss out on much. We only had 1 or 2 targets, and we broke it. But anyway, let's do this Jackwagon train. So JJ wanted to make sure I threw this person on, and I'm sure most of you lead heads are aware of the what's her name, Kathy Griffin, who had the severed head of Donald Trump. It was a fake head, obviously, but she was like holding it up, ISIS style. There was a video associated with it too. I haven't seen the video. Supposedly there's some audio with it too, and I haven't heard that, but just the mere fact of what she was doing and what she was conveying with that picture, it was completely uncalled for. She's calling it freedom of speech or First Amendment right, going to bat that comedians should be able to say and do anything that they want to just because they're comedians. I don't agree with that. I think that she's getting everything that she deserves. For one, she's been fired from CNN. She had gigs around the country booked, and all those I think have been canceled. She had some sort of a sponsorship or something with
some kind of endorsement or something.
Yeah, some kind of endorsement deal with Squatty Potty. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's that thing from Shark Tank.
Yeah, I don't know.
Helps you drop a deuce, Marty. You should get one.
Okay, I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, me neither.
a pretty damn regular. But yeah, squatty potty and all kinds of other stuff, and she's blaming Trump and Trump's family for all of this. She's not taking responsibility and blaming herself. I mean, even though she's come out and apologized and said it was wrong that she did it and she had it to do over again, she wouldn't do it. But in her little press statement that she had, she still said she's still gonna go after Trump and do this and do that. And I mean, first off, I don't even know who this lady is to begin with. I don't know what her claim to fame is, why she has this celebrity status. Apparently, she's not funny. She wasn't funny at all to me. She seems to be more of an activist, a political activist than anything.
Yeah, she had some. She's a stand-up comedian. She's been around a long time. She had some shitty reality show on TV at some point, and basically she's this ugly, gnarly, angry, redheaded chick. I mean, that's the bottom line.
She's just mad at the world because she was born ugly, I guess. And,
I guess so,
and untalented, obviously. But, I mean, that's her whole thing. I think, this is a big stunt put on by her to try to grasp and hold on to some sort of relevancy, I guess, for her career, because apparently she's not had a career for a while. And I just hate all the attention that she's getting from this anyway,
Yeah.
I hate that we're even talking about her, but obviously her motive, she had a motive, an agenda. That's I think she's accomplishing that by getting all this coverage, unfortunately. But I think there's been some backlash on her, her risk taking on this. Obviously, you take a big risk, you're wanting a big payoff. So I think her big payoff was she was expecting this to boost her credibility and status among, her liberal circles that she's in or whatever, and her political activism. And it's actually backfired on her where she's gotten fired and all these people have isolated and basically moved away from her. Even some of the other comedians like Adam Carolla, Joe Rogan, Dan Aykroyd, are kind of condemning her on this. But then, of course, you got there's some other jackwagons that are, standing up for, like you were telling me.
Alec Baldwin, of course. And
yeah.
If Alec Baldwin's in your corner, you're on the wrong side.
Yeah, it's a losing battle right there. You're just wrong. Jim Carrey, I think, was somewhat kind of taking him, but he's just a jackwagon.
He's a Canadian anyway. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, he's a bonehead. Even what's his name? The black comedian guy that was in Django. Fox, what's his name?
Oh, Jamie. Well, yeah, he's a liberal too.
Well, no, he was actually saying, she went across the line. She went too far.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah. And, of course, the Secret Service, whenever there's a threat against a president or a perceived threat, they have to investigate that, So she's just making it all out to be like her mistake is Trump coming after her and ruining her life and his kids. I mean, she even there was something that was stated in that press conference that in one of her stand-up acts, she was even going after Trump's 10-year-old kid. What's his name?
Barron.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she, she wasn't apologizing for that. I mean, you don't go after kids as a comedian. Yeah. I mean, especially 10-year-old kids.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, one thing I think is funny is, these liberals and comedians or whatever, they're so quick to talk about their First Amendment rights,
Right.
Oh, I have the First Amendment right to hold up an effigy of Trump's decapitated head. That's my right, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But, say a Christian group comes up and says they don't support gay marriage.
Yeah.
These same liberals jump up. Oh, that's hate. That's a hate crime.
That's hate. And what do they do? Then they jump on and they start boycotting. They get everybody to boycott that business, which I don't.
But what's up with holding a severed head is not a hate crime?
Right. Even if it wasn't the president.
Hate?
It's a citizen of the United States holding up another citizen of the United States, ISIS style, mimicking a beheading.
Oh yeah,
and that's not even
way over the line.
They're calling it art now. I mean, she's trying to backpedal and say it's art and it's not comedy. She wasn't, Yeah. I don't know.
Like I said, they're always about that double standard. The First Amendment is a big deal when it's them, but nobody else has the First Amendment right. Only liberals have the First Amendment right. Nobody else does.
Only when it serves their purpose, Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm not for calling for somebody to be fired over exercising the First Amendment right. Yeah, I think she has a right to do and say whatever the hell she wants to. But there's going to be consequences for that, and she's suffering the consequences right now, and she's getting everything, and probably not as much as she probably deserves. What's going to suck about this Andrew, is that, another, couple of months from now, is all these people that follow her, that are getting behind her, she's going to do like a big Carnegie Hall thing or something, going to sell out and make, tons and tons of money over this bullshit.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine some bullshit like that will happen.
But I'm not for boycotting people or, businesses or anything like that. I mean, I think these people made the right decision. CNN, it was a business decision, obviously.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It really had nothing to do with, what she did, because, CNN is not for Trump at all.
Yeah.
But it was more of a business decision where these sponsors were probably, saying, hey, we're going to pull out for stuff that you got that wacko associated with.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I think, our dollars speak louder than anything. So, if you don't agree with somebody and what they do or a company, then, don't support them.
No, absolutely.
That's, that's the best way to show your disapproval. But, I'm not for going out and doing a mass, a mob mentality, boycott kind of thing, for companies. Just like Springfield, Springfield and and Rock River Arms, when they got busted a while back about supporting what was that? That whole...
Oh, they were just trying to cover their asses in Illinois.
Yeah, in Illinois, we talked about it, and actually we're going to talk about it a little bit on a couple of the episodes that I'm going to be releasing for the NRA here in conjunction with this. But, they came back out and they apologized and are trying to make amends. And, whether you believe it's sincere, felt apology and that they actually, all that was a mistake in them, supporting some of the gun banning laws there in Illinois just so they could get immunity. That's up to you to believe that. If you wanted to boycott them, then that was your call. I think they're going to come out okay in the end, them too.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
So, welcome to the Jackwagon Train, Kathy Griffin. I am actually going to say this. I'm not going to ever have her on this show again. I'm not going to mention her because she doesn't deserve the attention that she's gotten from this. And if it wasn't for JJ, I probably wouldn't even have mentioned her to begin with. But.
Yeah, she can suck it.
Yeah, she can suck it. So you got a Jackwagon. Who's your Jackwagon this week?
Man, I thought about this and I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's a little too soon, but I feel like somebody's just got to call.
If you ever have to ask, is it too soon? It probably is.
I know, but, at some point you just got to come out and say it. We had yet another terrorist attack in the United Kingdom, another one in London. Well,
yeah.
And then obviously we just had the one in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert, or Grande, or however you say her name.
I don't know, Areola or something.
Yeah, what I'm talking about, the little pop girl.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'm absolutely disgusted by these people in the United Kingdom, these authorities, the MI5, the police. They are letting these terror suspects walk the streets free. The guy who drove that van and stabbed those people on the London Bridge was in a documentary about Muslim extremists unfurling an ISIS flag. He was also videotaped verbally attacking a police officer in front of a mosque. He was also kicked out of his own mosque because he was too extreme. And to add to all that, multiple neighbors of his had already called the authorities and reported him.
Oh, my gosh.
As frightening, aggressive, scary, dangerous. He was on the list, and the authorities knew about him. But they didn't do a damn thing about it. I don't understand how they just let these people. The Manchester bomber was also already on a watch list and already been reported as an extremist. And they're just letting these people walk free. This has got to be a lesson to us here in the U.S. These people that the FBI are watching, these people that are spewing this extremism, they are dangerous, and they need to be watched. They need to be taken off the streets. If they're not U.S. citizens, they need to be deported. And, unfortunately right now, outside of the gun control debate in the United Kingdom, these people are driving over people with cars. They're stabbing people. They're blowing up children in train stations after concerts. And they know about them. I mean, shame on MI5. Shame on the British authorities for not taking these people off the streets and leaving their citizens defenseless.
Absolutely. I mean, their whole motto there, in the UK for the police, this is actually propaganda that the Metropolitan Police puts out there. They've got a little public service sign. It says, "Run, hide, tell." It says, "You must run to a place of safety. This is a better option than to surrender or negotiate if there's nowhere to go. Then hide, turn your phone to silent, and turn off vibrate." like somebody's going to have the mind to do this when somebody's trying to kill them to begin with. Barricade yourself in if you can, then tell the police by calling 999 when it is safe to do so. I mean,
yeah, I feel, I mean, honestly, it's just, there's a reason that those attacks are happening there, because they know they can get away with it. They know they can make it happen.
They know that it's a bunch of sheeple over there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's awful. I feel awful for the citizens.
They have no way of defending
themselves. People that are
themselves.
getting hurt, their families, and the people that are responsible for that are obviously these Muslim extremists. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. They're responsible for this. And the government is doing nothing to stop them. They know they're there. They know what they're doing. They know what they're, the hate they're preaching, the dangerous messages they're sending out.
Yeah.
And they're just letting them do it.
Yep.
And we're
kind of like here to a certain extent. I mean, we're not to that degree yet, but we're just like one step behind here in America.
Yeah. The reason they don't jump out of cars and start stabbing people, well, I mean, they probably will in California. I don't see that happening here in Tennessee because somebody will shoot them.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They will get shot.
So, but yeah, I mean, it just.
But so that's the thing is they hedge their bets.
I'm just calling the British authorities jackwagons, all in unison. Anybody that's responsible for letting those people walk the streets free and allow their citizens to be killed because they don't want to ruffle feathers or seem too extreme or want to be politically correct.
Mm-hmm.
I bet all those people that died would have much rather seen them be politically incorrect than them to lose their lives.
Oh, no doubt. And then the fact that the police, there was like an unprecedented amount of rounds fired, I guess, for UK police. I think there was only 50 shots fired.
Yeah.
But still, I guess that's probably more than they shoot in a decade there.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Even practicing. But they had like fake, this latest attacks these guys had on fake suicide bomber belts or something.
Yeah, vests. They had fake bomber vests on.
Right, and then the police, I guess, unloaded on them. Hurt one citizen was shot. So I guess they got shot.
I didn't see that, but it would not surprise me.
So I guess they shot him 49 times.
Yeah. one innocent bystander.
And one innocent bystander, right? Yeah.
But yeah, so that's definitely my call for the jackwagon there, Marty.
Yeah, so that's what, like 3 major ones in a year? Less than a year. Just over 6 months.
They just had the one in Christmas time at the wherever that market was there. I can't remember the name of it now off the top of my head, but 2 of those suspects were known extremists by the government already.
Yeah. Well, you had that guy that he did the first driving, and then he went and he knifed one of the police guys over close to their parliament or something. Yep. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Then the Ariana Grande thing.
They've had multiple.
Yeah, the Ariana Grande thing, and then this one. I guess these are the major ones, but there's been several that have gone less covered, I guess.
Yeah, it's just insane. But, it's like if we're going to let people that we know are dangerous and dangerous to the people in our communities, and we're just going to let them walk around. It's like, it's like if a guy, this is probably a safe comparison. There's a guy. He says, hey, I'm a child molester. Your neighbor calls the police and says, hey, this guy just told me he's a child molester.
Jared
he wants
from
to
Subway.
molest my children. And then the cops don't come and get him.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy says, I'm a Muslim extremist. I support ISIS. He's on video doing this. He's on a TV program saying this.
Just publicly making it known, yeah.
Yeah, just what does ISIS support? I think they're pretty straight up. You can go to their website and see what they support. It's like, why is he walking the streets free? Why is he not in jail? So, yeah,
I agree.
Blew my mind.
I mean, it's like Alan Pone said, our guest we had on from the UK a few episodes back, is that the citizens there are actually encouraged not to defend themselves.
Oh yeah,
there are laws in place that will prosecute a victim. So if they try to defend themselves, he was given case in point. There was this guy or lady. Can't remember if it was a guy or a lady, but they were attacked, and they grabbed their car keys and put it in their hands, and put the keys between their fingers and defended themselves.
Oh yeah,
and
they probably got charged and put in jail.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. They got criminal charges brought against them. It's absolutely mind blowing the thought process, the mentality of these people.
And people wonder why I don't want to travel abroad.
I know. I mean, like I said, we got it bad enough here in our own country.
Yeah, exactly.
So. But. All right, so welcome to the Jackwagon Train UK political and I don't know, law enforcement. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Looking
basically,
policymakers.
I guess MI5, which is like their Secret Service or whatever over there, their FBI or whatever you want
Like
to
their
call them.
CIA.
Yeah. They're the ones who knew about the guy and who had been reported, and the local authorities there in London had also been notified, knew about him, and knew that he was dangerous and did nothing about it. So I would say the London Police Department and MI5 would be the Jackwagons.
And the Prime
I don't want to
Minister.
say all of them. I want to say the people that are responsible for not taking this guy off the street. Those are the Jackwagons.
And the Prime Minister, was her name Theresa May?
Yeah, she's finally starting to figure it out.
Finally?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I don't.
starting to figure out, wait a second now. These people are pretty damn dangerous.
Yeah, I still don't think it's sinking in. You got anybody else? Anybody
No,
else
man,
come to mind?
that's who I was pissed off about this week.
Anybody else we want to bang on? I think that's all I
the
got
list
right
is
now.
endless,
too.
but
Yeah, well, we'll go ahead. I mean, Monday, this is there was an attack also in Orlando
yeah.
this morning, but it wasn't Islamic related as far as they know so far as a disgruntled employee. But again, it was somebody who they'd had troubles with in the past. Before he got fired, the police had actually been out there, I guess, to intervene in another violent altercation that he had there at work. And I think there was a couple other things. I mean, this guy was a known, obviously, troublemaker, but then he was out running free and killed, I think, 6 or 7 people.
I think 5 people are confirmed dead so far. That's the last article I read a couple hours ago.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just kind of a developing story. So that's all I know about it. But definitely, I mean, that guy's on the Jackwagon train.
Absolutely.
All right. So we hadn't had a Jackwagon train in a while. So that was a good Jackwagon train, Andrew.
Wow, man, we really let loose on those Jackwagons, too.
I'm telling you. JJ made it. That redheaded comedian, Carrot Top, or what's her name?
Yeah, the female Carrot Top.
Kathy.
I don't know.
Yeah, female Kathy.
Who cares what her
I
damn
don't
name
know.
is?
And the whole UK freaking I don't know what you call them, law enforcement and intelligence agencies, I guess.
I guess so, but yeah, they just can't get. I got to stop being so pissed off about it. But I just feel so bad for those poor people.
Well, then quit getting pissed off about it. We'll talk about what's coming up next for our listeners. We're going to get back into our NRA coverage. Yeah, that's right. I still have more interviews from NRA. Was this how many months ago was that? 3 months ago?
No, it wasn't 3 months ago, Marty. It was like maybe a month and a half ago. When was that?
I don't know.
April? No, I guess it was May. It was in May.
It was in May. Yeah, end of May.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was longer than that, but
maybe 4 weeks ago, whatever it was.
Anyway, I mean, there were such good interviews. I had great interviews the whole freaking week. So
you never stopped interviewing from open to close every day of the show. You were on the mic.
I know it, man, and the time just flew by too because I was having so much fun with these interviews. So our next interview that we're going to pipe in for you guys is the guys from the Gun Collective. We've got Jonathan Patton, Adam Kraut, who does the legal brief, and then our buddy Eric Ebbinghaus, Ebbs. You guys know him as Ebbs. He did the House of Guns, and he owns a business called House of Arms. And we got those 3 guys on. They're going to talk about this awesome, this new media panel that they had at NRA, the huge success of that. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Gun Collective itself and learn a little bit more about Jonathan. It's the first time that we've had them on. And then I'm going to get into a couple more interviews. The guys from Century Arms, Jason and Peter, are going to get us caught up on the latest with Canic pistols and their C39V pistol and some other cool products that Century Arms has going on. And electronic transfer. So some awesome interviews coming up here for you lead heads. Just a quick reminder, though, that we're extending our T-shirt contest, the Leadhead logo design, until the 15th of this month. So you guys still have a few days to get your ideas in, and then you're going to win an awesome prize package. You're going to get a T-shirt and a patch with that new Leadhead logo that you designed, a classic Talking Lead T-shirt, and a $100 gift card to 1776 United. So you're going to go to www.1776united.com's website. Down at the bottom, there's a link that you click on. It says Leadhead Contest, and you submit your ideas right there. And then also don't forget, earlier, like JJ told you, giving away an awesome little swag package from Do All Outdoors. Going to have a couple of their targets and a hat in that. So make sure you take part in that. And it's a very easy question. So if you skipped ahead, trying to skip some things in our pre-show talks here, you're going to go back and you're going to listen to find out what you got to do that to win. Andrew, what do you and I got coming up? We got anything cool coming up?
Man, I don't know. Here in Nashville, it's CMA week all week, so it's going to be insane here. Plus, we got the
I'm going to avoid that like the
Stanley
plague.
Cup Finals.
That's right. The Preds are kicking ass. They got back in it the night before last. Won 5-1 or something like that.
They did. Apparently, they kicked some butt. So it's going to be. This will be literally its nickname, Crazy Town.
Crazy
all week
Town
this week with all the CMA Fan Fest people here, and then adding to that the Predators at the Stanley Cup Finals, and then we're going to have the CMA Awards are going to happen. I believe that's Wednesday or Thursday night. So
yeah. Lots of good stuff in Nashville.
We can get in all kinds of trouble if we want to this week.
That's right. So if any of you lead heads are in the Nashville area, give me a shout, and we'll all try to hook up and have a cold beer or something.
Yeah, we like that.
And then gun-wise, we got any events or conventions or anything coming up?
Man, I've got some buy group shows coming up, not till like August.
Nothing exciting?
Nah, nothing fun, man. It's kind of, the summer's kind of the slow time for the gun guys. It's a good time to get out there and actually shoot, which a lot of us in the industry get very, very little time to actually shoot guns.
That's right. That's why I've been trying to.
Summertime's a little slow. Actually, get out in the range a little bit.
That's why I've been trying to get you to go with me, man.
Man, I was busy that day. One time I said no. I always go with you.
The one time.
The one time I had too much shit to do to get out there on your time schedule. I get a bunch of shit for it.
I was on JJ's time schedule.
Well, JJ is an important man. So
that Jackwagon had a tea time.
That's obviously more important than working.
So. Yeah. All right, guys. Enjoy the interviews we got coming up, and I'll be right back with you. All right, lead heads, welcome back. We are at the 2017 NRA annual meeting, and we are being hosted by High Threat Concealment today. This is day 3, the final day, and we're getting close to winding this show down. Just got a couple more hours left. And joining me, I have the gentleman from Century Arms, Peter Leach.
Hey.
Did I get it right?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay, I always screw up. And Jason Carvos.
That's it.
What? Where's that name come from? Carvos.
Lithuania.
Okay, all right. Leach.
I'm from
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
I don't know. Just the Midwest. That's about it. I don't have any exotic, bloodlines or anything like that.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple, standard.
Yeah.
Red blood American.
American, yeah.
Hell yeah. Century Arms. So we've got a history with Century Arms here on the show. Our good buddy Jacob Herman, he's been on several times. He's no longer with Century Arms, we understand. So I wanted to get to know the new people. So welcome in, guys.
All right, thanks for having us.
Adam was gracious enough to hook us up, so we appreciate that. And you guys brought some goodies over.
Yeah, we brought all sorts of stuff.
You did.
Yeah.
You brought a lot of stuff. So we're going to talk about some of your new products, some of your hot products. The which I've been saying wrong. I'm gonna say it wrong first. The Canic, which is a very hot product for you guys. It's taken off and done really well, but it's pronounced Janik, correct?
The original Turkish is Janik. It's a region in Turkey, but we've even got the owner and his son who we do business with saying Canic. He just kind of gave up. And said,
Did he really? He just gave in, huh?
If 200,000 Americans are going to say Canic, we'll just let that one go.
We'll just let it go, huh?
Yeah.
That's great. Those Turkish people. I met some guys from Turkey last night that do shotguns. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of the brand or something. I mean, you know how that goes when you meet people, 50 people in one night. But they're hilarious, man. They got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I was gonna say they all make shotguns. I feel like so
right. I think
it's hard at SHOT Show. They're like, oh, did you talk to the Turkish guys with the shotguns? I go, which one?
That kind of goes hand in hand. When you say Turkish, you think shotgun automatically. I do anyway.
They have a lot of arms industry over there. So
but I don't normally think of handguns though, and these guys have produced a phenomenal handgun. I know Jacob, when these first came out, brought these to James Yeager's place, Tactical Response, had
had a nice Century Arms Day there, and introduced them, and was really impressed with them. So that's been, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Yeah,
we
about
actually,
3 years ago.
We started out with a couple of the older models, the original TP9, and then the Stingray, which is a CZ clone. They were great guns. We went back with Canik and kind of worked to refine them and get some new models. So we went from the original TP9 SA, which was their first real entry into the striker-fired polymer gun.
Did you just say SA?
SA. So that was the model with the single action with the decocker, takedown decocker, and that was the first year we did 6,000 pistols with that one. And in 3 years we've gone from one model to 7 unique different models. You've got the DA, the Elite S, the SFT, the V2.
And I'm sure there's all kinds of just little things that just set them apart.
Yeah, what we've really done since it started. I mean, it started with an opportunity to buy something. Hey, there's a cool pistol, let's go buy it. And now we're partnered with them, and we work with them on developing the right products for the U.S. market.
Okay.
So, and really rounding out a family that offers a little bit of everything, and it's kind of what we brought with us today.
Okay, a little smattering of everything.
Yeah.
So the one I've got now, I've got the Janik or Canik TP9 SF Elite.
Correct.
So what am I looking at here?
So there's 2 variations of that. There's the Elite and Elite S, and when you get into that, it's about a Glock 19 size. There's slightly more in height. Other than that, it's pretty much similar dimension-wise. So what you're looking at, starting from the top.
I've got a 23 right here, which is
same size.
Yeah, play them over each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
not much difference.
Yeah. Go ahead and talk while I'm doing this.
So you can see, obviously, you have the full-length Picatinny rail there. You have the 3 slots versus just the one. Looking at the trigger, if you want to play around with the trigger there, the trigger pull is just phenomenal.
I was doing that, before we started here, and I really like the trigger.
Yeah, we got the little
nice.
red accent on the trigger safety. Just dress it up, little makeup on it, make it look fancy. So some people like that stuff.
Match the front sight.
Yeah. So as you pointed out, it's got the front red fiber optic sight. Those are from Warren Tactical. We worked with Scott Warren, former FBI HRT guy, and he developed those. And it's more than just kind of a U-notch rear. He's kind of talked about the science of it, how the eye picks it up, so you can pick up that front sight. And it's unbelievable how fast you can pick up your sight when you're shooting. A lot of things people don't know too is we ship those with spare fiber optic rods. So you have red and green. The cool part is if you like the bigger dots in front is you can put in a new rod, leave it out a little bit, heat it up, and just smush it, and you can have a big old bead on there.
There you go.
So you have a couple different options with these.
Okay.
So, and the dovetails, standard dovetails, the rear is Glock, front is Smith M&P. It's just the way we had to do it for some of the heights. Obviously, Glock doesn't have a front dovetail, so we had to go with Smith.
Yeah.
You've got the ambi slide lock, release, front cocking serrations. All of the Canics come Cerakoted from the factory. Loaded striker indicator, loaded chamber indicator.
Yeah, this one in particular is the tungsten gray finish. Gives it a little more two-tone custom look.
Sure. Yeah,
when it comes to handguns, people love two-tone. Two-tone sell like crazy. I used to work for another handgun company, and
the two-tones are where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is being the Elite. It's a little more updated than when we come out with a compact in the U.S.
Okay.
Currently, that's the smallest gun we can import without having to get really crazy with the ATF's point system.
Right.
Otherwise we're gonna have to add some giant 4-inch long rear sight or something to it, and magazine disconnect, and a lot of things people don't want.
So that was the SF.
Yep.
SF Elite.
What do we got here?
Right
Yeah,
here. So
Elite.
this is kind of exciting. We have this at the show. These we finally got in.
This
We
is
got
lighter
approval.
than that one.
We got ATF approval on the import work. That's the TP9DA, and we'll be shipping them Monday if we haven't already shipped some Friday. So they'll be out there. It's about the same length as a 19, but you have a full-size grip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to hold up to your 23 here. You can kind of see it there. So that's our double action, TP9DA, DA for double action, single action striker fired pistol.
So
Again,
same, you've got the Warren sights. If you try out that decocker, we kind of moved and redesigned it.
Yeah, let's talk about the decocker a little bit, or the
takedown.
The takedown.
Yeah, on that gun,
mechanism.
it actually works in a unique way. So I'll let Peter.
So with the decocker there, you should be able to even punch it with your right hand or your right thumb if you want. There, it's usually pretty easy to hit.
Right.
So I mean, it's more of a disassembly tool than it really is a decocker. There's not much need to constantly be decocking your gun, other than if you're sitting on the couch watching Lethal Weapon or something like that. Dry firing the hell out of it, you know. So it's really easy. It's low profile. Obviously, we listened to the consumers. Everyone was saying, "Oh, the button, it's so big, and I'm going to hit it," and everyone was worried about that. Even though that may have not actually been the case, we still wanted to do something for them. So we made it low profile. We changed up the top so you have a flat, wider top. It makes it easier to pick up the front sight. It gives it a little better kind of field of view there. So we went and did that. We kept it on the right side only, again, to limit it. Again, it's there's barely, if you look, there's barely any bit of the decocker surface on the top.
Yeah.
So,
and you got some little serrations in there to.
Yeah. And if you look as you
it.
press it, you really have to get down in there to kind of press it. You can't just run across the top and have it decock on accident.
Yeah. And if you want, you can load that gun and then you can hit the decocker. You're now in double action if you want that first pull to be double action, like a SIG 229 if that's what you're used to carrying.
Right.
So a lot of the guys might be familiar with the V2 that we had. So one of the differences besides the sight and the decocker is the V2 did not have a trigger safety that would come out. So this one, when you set it to single action mode, trigger safety pops out and you can carry it, and it looks, feels, shoots just like a standard single action then.
Yeah. And this has got a nice trigger reset on it too.
Yeah, I think personally, I think that's one of our better trigger resets. Just the way the double action, single action is configured.
Yeah, it's a little more crisp than that SF that I was just messing with. But I mean, the SF was nice, but it's just a little more crisp. It's just got a little shorter maybe reset than the other one.
So
nice.
I mean, with that and with all our guns, you got
action.
the two 18-round mags. I think this one's $429.
Yep.
MSRP, of course, obviously. Especially right now, there's all sorts of deals and discounts. Dealers and distributors are running.
Interchangeable back straps.
Okay.
You got that all in the box. I mean, you
is
get
this
a
on
holster
all
with
of
the
them?
gun.
You can interchangeable back straps.
Correct.
Every one of them has interchangeable back straps. Comes with a holster. Comes with a
Yannick.
kit, all that good
Janik,
stuff.
the Janik
Yannick.
stipple.
Yeah,
This is the one I like right here.
Yeah, so the SFX is going to have.
This is the SFX.
I think
this is
it
like
has
a race gun
every
here,
single
competition
feature
gun.
you could put on a pistol, other than, of course, etching, a phallus, onto it.
You got a smart ass guy who's cutting the guns, serrations.
So you can see it's got the lightning cuts in the slide, reduce the weight for the added length. You got, again, the Warren Tactical fiber optics.
Yeah.
Then you have the optics plate, which is pretty, it's kind of discreet.
What is it called?
So you have your optics plate that you can remove, which removes the rear sight with it. And then the gun ships.
This?
Correct.
Yep. What we're talking
Two
about?
screws, pops off, and then in your box, you'll get 4 optics plates that literally cover every single optic that's on the market.
Okay.
And we are working on an optics plate that will have a rear sight built into it. So guys that want to co-witness, when they're operating or whatever it is they're doing
Their thing.
Yeah.
Doing their thing.
That's kind of meant to be, if you want to try and shoot competition, you can buy that gun, and with everything that it comes with, you can kind of customize it right out of the box. You get, as Peter said, the 4 optics plates, or you can leave the sights on, you can leave the irons on. You get on
These
those.
are good sights, right? The way it is.
Great.
These Warren sights.
Warren sights. And if you want to go, full competition mode, you've also got a charging handle that you can screw into any of those optics plates. You're noting, I'm watching you finger fuck the mag release there. So that actually comes with a couple different sizes in the box as well.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to have you
pop.
talk about that. I mean, right now you got a very pronounced mag release.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen one stick out that. But
can-
you can get different
3 different sizes. You just pop,
depths for that?
unscrew that, and pop on a different one if that's your,
and it
preference.
comes standard with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. All that's in the box ready to roll.
What's the price point on this?
$549 MSRP. You'll see them out there.
$549.
Yeah, 2 20-round mags, the holster, the whole works. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, that seems to be the
I need
common
to shoot
response
this
to
one.
that price tag.
I need to shoot this one. So if I want to take it down, I pull this down.
Just like on a Glock or other, pull the trigger, release the tension,
Okay.
and then pull those 2 tabs down, and you're off.
Pull the 2 tabs, release the trigger. It slides off.
Yep.
Boom. There it is. So I'm looking at the innards of the Janik. Which one is this?
SFX.
SFX. Special effects, baby. I like it. What's the overall weight of this? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay. But it's a longer slide, so it's going to be a little bit heavier anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's comparable to the M&P, was that the core?
Yeah. M&P core. And you've already got the ports up around the front end.
Yeah, there's some, if you
is this for
compare
weight
it with
reduction? Is that why they do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of weight reduction. The slide weight on that is almost about the same as the standard SF.
Okay.
I think there's fractions of an ounce difference.
Is the SFX the only one that has the...
at this moment, that is correct, yeah.
The sight, what do you call it?
The optics plate.
Optics plate, yeah. So you can shoot the different types. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's,
I like it.
As Peter said with the decocker and the changes, it's one of the things that has been really incredible.
I need one of those in my life.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we can figure that out. But
I definitely need one of those in my life.
They're super receptive to the needs of consumers, and if we go back and say, hey guys, we're thinking about doing this because we think guys would really like it, they go, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Just design stuff. This gun was designed more so by U.S. engineers than it was the Turkish guys. So we went through it, and we built a couple of prototypes, and we shot the hell out of them. And we learned things when we shot it. We made changes. One, for example, on the slide release here, you can see how that notch is actually forward.
Right.
Which kind of seems unusual. Normally they're towards the rear, but since ours is so far towards the rear, we adjusted it. Because, guys shooting competition, they ride their thumbs along the slides, they're higher up, so we didn't want people accidentally hitting that. So we moved things around and modified it, and now it works great and doesn't interfere when you're gripping it.
Very good.
Yeah.
So is that the pistol line, or we got...
yeah, it's a good representation of pretty much all the pistols. I mean, there's, I think, like 16 or 17 SKUs right now, and we got more and more approved and coming.
Right.
In the next couple months.
Yeah, we'll have some cool stuff for you.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
come back and talk
Yeah,
some.
looking forward to it. So now we got a little AK action
the
going
chopper.
on here. The chopper?
The chopper.
So this is a pistol in all definitions of the NFA. This is a pistol. What am I holding here, guys?
The Danny DeVito of AKs.
The Danny DeVito.
So that's our C39 V2 pistol. It's got the just standard Magpul, MOE, furniture, and grip.
Right.
Magpul mag, side rail for our micro dots, or whatever kind of optic you'd like to put on it there.
Right.
10.6 inch barrel, I believe. So it's a mean little thing. It's got the AK standard 14-1 left-hand threads. It's got a A2 birdcage style flash hider on it. It's a mean little gun.
And you just call it the Danny DeVito AK? Is that
I just made that up on the spot. I don't know. New
know.
marketing campaign. I'll run it past DNR Marketing.
See how that works?
Yeah.
You might have to pay a royalty or something.
Probably.
You'll
To
note
DeVito.
you've got some QD cups there on the rear and the front. On the receiver, you've got that's a milled receiver gun. So you'll note that extra weight that's there. We do make a stamped version. The Raz pistol. Some people prefer the lighter. Some people really love the milled guns. You've got some real good refinements to your standard smaller AK. You've got our great American made pistol. That's a 100% US made gun. So every piece and part.
Are you
made
making
in
a
the
full
US.
rifle in this also?
C39 V2 rifle.
Okay.
Yep.
So is this a new offering on the pistol side?
Yeah, we've been
Okay.
shipping those for about a month or two now. And then the other exciting news, obviously, with the ATF, the recent news, now you can put your brace on it and shoulder it. So we do have those, and we've been shipping quite a few with the braces.
Okay. Do you have your own brace, or what brace are you using?
We have the SB47 brace that we developed in conjunction with SB Tactical, so it falls under the same.
And you've got that version available, or you just do the brace?
We've got that version
got the
available.
attachment
it
that'll go on
slides
there?
right on the back. It actually slides underneath the grip with kind of two tangs, and it's actually the only one I know of with that comes in the box with not just the brace. It comes with the attachment point for the rear of the receiver on an AK.
Okay.
So if you want to put a different one on there, you still gotta
Right.
get the attachment point that we have.
Gotcha. Have you guys shot this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, there's pretty much no felt recoil with the milled version. Obviously, you can feel there's a little bit of weight with the milled receiver, and it shoots pretty steady. It's kind of going to keep it. Yeah, it's surprising when people usually have a pretty good smile after they shoot it because it's just not what they expect. You'd think a little pistol in a 30 caliber would snap back pretty good, and it just doesn't.
It does spit mean fireballs though.
Oh, I bet it does.
And I mean, since it just happened, we were on our way to the show. It'll be fun to shoot these things with the braces on them.
Yeah, we were out just a couple weeks ago with some real good friends of ours down in Florida at Tactical. We were trying out some of their tunable muzzle devices. They've got a pretty cool little system there, and we had a bunch of guys out at the range who were very experienced shooters. You had Todd Lewis, who was a sub-gun champion, and he was shooting those and just looking back at us with his eyes bugged out, going, "I can't believe there's no recoil. This is great."
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that we were running around shooting him one-handed, but it might have happened. Yeah, may have.
One in each hand, maybe?
Yeah.
That happened.
That did happen. Yeah, I hope you got pictures of that, too.
We got pictures and video. It was fun.
Speaking of pictures, we need to get a picture of us. See if we can get somebody to do that.
You want me to grab that?
No, I'm going to get it turned around. Get somebody to do that for us. So, talk to us a little bit about the history behind Century Arms. You guys been around for a while.
Yeah,
for a minute.
Century's been around 55 years. We've gone through a lot of changes over those years. I mean, we were even 10 years ago, we were almost a 100% surplus company. And that's kind of what everybody has known us for all that time, bringing in Mosins and SKSs and Enfields and all that good stuff. And that was kind of what we were formed, to do. The company was started when the owner had a typewriter repair business, and he traded somebody for a rifle. Yeah, and he traded somebody for an Enfield rifle, and then he got more for the rifle than he did for his typewriter services. So he said, "This is we got to do this." So he started buying surplus, all over the world. And about, I guess it was 10 years ago now, we made the first U.S.-made, 100% U.S.-made AK, which was the C-39, the original Centurion rifle, and it kind of went from there, man. As surplus came in less and less, we started making more and more products. We got Canik, and we've got 130 really awesome people up in Vermont manufacturing our guns, making some really cool stuff, and we still are always out there, looking for cool stuff for the collectors and all that too. It's harder to find. I wouldn't say it's dried up, but prices have gone up.
How's the AK market?
It's the industry's in a bit of a change period right now.
Flux.
A little flux with the political situation, but we're in a niche market. And the AK the space, unlike the AR space, was not crowded with 200 different people.
Yeah.
It's more like 4.
Right.
So we obviously recognize that we have to innovate. We have to, it's kind of.
You still have the demand. Are you having trouble meeting the demand for these right now?
It's slacking a bit, but we're still running 8-hour days with shifts and keep making.
What's the price point on this AK pistol?
That one you'd see out there for around $750. That's the milled version.
The milled.
You get about $100 less on the stamped version.
Okay, and you've got both versions out
We've
there.
got both versions, and we've got a Draco version in the stamped.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. We do. We have
Nice.
one with wood, and it's the Draco.
Right.
It's hot right now.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you guys have a shooting team?
We don't have a shooting team at the moment. I mean, as a company, we just go and we do some competitions here and there because we're all shooters and we don't want everyone else to have our fun for us. So, but no, we were working with Corinne Moser. She's been going to a bunch of matches. She rocks the SFX, and she's got a C39 V2, and she's pretty good with it. I mean, she had changed from an AR to an AK, and it's unbelievable how good she's gotten with that gun in just such a short period of time.
We went to the Red October AK Challenge, and there were
that sounds cool.
There were like 300 awesome people out there. They had a bunch of different divisions. Corinne had gotten her C39 V2 I think 2 days before, and she was putting up videos of her practicing dry fire and reloads and stuff in her hotel room. So she went out in there and competing against men, women, open through the whole damn thing, and came in I think 7th.
Wow.
Day 3 of shooting the damn gun.
Day 3.
So she's mean.
That's
and
cool.
She's a competitor.
Very cool.
Really happy to have her.
So how can our listeners, obviously, I mean, Century Arms, everybody's familiar with Century Arms, just go to your website, go to their local gun store. If they don't see one of these beauties in the store, then they can just say, hey,
yeah, any dealer can get on. They can give us a call, or they can get on centuryarms.biz, centuryarms.com. They can order. We're in every one of the major distributors would have these in stock, and that's especially with the Canics, as you said. Most people know Century Arms. The Canics, you still have people walking in the shops asking for them, and the gun shops don't know what they are. So
it's because they're not pronouncing it right.
That's right.
It's Janet, guys. Come on.
Just say both and see where you get.
Just show it to them, the word.
Yeah, I had a guy come up to me at this show. He goes, I know you guys have them. He's talking to the dealer, I think at a Cabela's or somewhere, and it's on the bottom shelf underneath some High Points. And the guy behind the counter didn't even know what it was, I guess. So they pull it out and they start playing with it. And after he bought his gun, so did the guy behind the counter and bought the other one that they had in stock.
He's like, oh,
didn't even know what it was, and then goes, oh, that's a great deal, and ended up buying it. And yeah,
that's a hell of a salesman right there. Huh? Yeah, don't even know what he's got in stock. That's funny. Well, guys, thank you so much, Jason, Peter.
Thanks for having
us.
It's
been a pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah.
As you guys get new things that come out and available, make sure you get in touch with us, and we'll inform the Leadhead Nation. And
yeah, we got all sorts of stuff coming. So
if you ever want to put something in my hands, and feel free to send me whatever you want to there. And
all right.
We'll make it happen.
We'll definitely do it.
Very good. And did I cover everything? Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I think that's about it. I mean, one thing we do have at this show, if you swing by the booth, obviously the day's about to end, but we got some cool stuff coming around the AK line. As Jason was kind of pointing out, a new AK platform.
Oh, new AK platform.
It's still an AK, not one of these things that just takes an AK mag and is some AR AK thing. Yeah. It's an AK, but we've been working with new materials. Trying to really incorporate a pick rail on top so that you can actually put any optic and don't have to go out and spend $200 on a side mount and other things. And
okay.
Modularity.
So we've actually been surveying customers, and we've surveyed, asked people about it, and talked to probably about 2,000 some people, if not more, on what they prefer. So we're building guns to what the customer actually
listening
wants.
To the end user. And
so we're excited to have some pretty cool new innovative stuff in the next couple months.
Okay.
So we'll definitely keep you in the loop and keep everyone else
that's gonna be awesome.
Up to date. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. All right, guys, we will be back with more from the NRA at the High Threat Concealment booth. All right, lead heads, we are at the 2017 National Rifle Association annual meeting. That's a mouthful. In hot Atlanta. And our guest that we have now is kind of out of the norm for the Talking Lead show, but these guys have a very important product that I think you guys will be interested in, especially if you're a business owner. We've got Travis Knutson with a D. Is it Knut or Knud?
It's Knut.
Knut, so the D's with a T.
Knutson.
Okay. Scandinavian, you said.
Yep.
Scandinavian background. And you are with Electronic
Transfer,
Transfer Inc., right?
Yep. And Fast Charge.
And Fast Charge. So this is an alternative to the anti-2A gun PayPal kind of accounts, right?
Yeah, just credit card processing in general. Most processors aren't 2A friendly, especially PayPal and Stripe and
Stripe.
Square.
I've never heard of Stripe.
It's just another processor that's similar
one?
to PayPal.
Yeah. So the big one, I guess, is PayPal. That's one most people are familiar with.
Yeah, they're the most notorious in this industry.
Yeah. So give an example of what they do to their customers that may be doing like a gun purchase or something like that really jacks them up.
I'll have merchants give me a call and they're like, yeah, I had $10,000 that was supposed to be due and deposited in my checking account, and they all of a sudden froze the money, said that they don't like our business, and
right, just because they didn't like the product that they were buying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and then the merchant's money is held up for a certain amount of time. It can be up to 3 months sometimes.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about the history of your company. Where are you guys out of? How'd you get started?
Well, we're headquartered in Spokane, Washington, so in the inland Northwest. on the conservative side of Washington State. We've been in business since 1989.
Okay, so you've been around a while.
Yeah. We've always been, I guess you'd say, two-way friendly, but back around 2012, Operation Choke Point rolled over, and then all of a sudden, a lot of gun dealers were calling us and saying, our bank shut us off because we're gun dealers. And we're like, why? And, they told us they didn't like gun dealers or their products. And we're like, that doesn't make any sense, And
service is service, product is product.
Yeah, come to find out, the FDIC had put gun dealers on the prohibited list, right along with timeshare sales, internet porn,
right,
vitamins, and
timeshare sales,
nutraceuticals. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what's bad about timeshare sales?
Well, it's high risk processing because a lot of those transactions that get processed by the merchant,
right,
end up coming back as chargebacks because they're shady sales. That's why they're high risk.
Okay.
So that's normally how a bank determines if a category, standard industrialized code, a SIC code as we call them in the industry, if a merchant is in a certain category, then that's going to be lower risk or high risk depending on how likely it is to have a chargeback.
Yeah.
So like those ones I mentioned, timeshare sales and timeshare advertising, the Nutra products and stuff like that have high chargeback ratios.
Yeah.
So logically, they should be in the high risk categories and be harder for those merchants to get processing and pay a little bit higher rates and stuff like that. But gun dealers, no, especially online gun dealers. It's like it's not a transaction, that some 12-year-old can go purchase a gun from somebody and have it shipped to their doorstep.
Right,
It doesn't
exactly.
work that way.
I mean, you would think it would be one of the most secure and safest purchases.
It is. I can't think of a merchant
would
has
want to do.
a more secure and low-risk transaction than an e-commerce firearm sale that's going from one FFL to another.
Yeah.
It's just the chargeback ratios in this industry are so low. And, we're like, why are all these banks doing this? And we, come to find out this Operation Choke Point rolled over and really put a damper on things for gun dealers that are, doing a lot of sales online.
Right.
So it didn't affect the retail so much, but even then, after that, there were a lot of banks that were saying, we don't want your processing for retail either, face-to-face. Some even so far that they wouldn't even do business checking accounts for those gun dealers.
Yeah.
So, we just kind of like, gosh, there's a niche in this industry, and, we're pro-gun, so we educated our partner banks, and we're like, this is how FFLs work. We're going to start marketing to FFLs because they need processors.
Right.
And, through educating them on how it works and keeping track of our FFL merchants' FFL licenses and stuff, make sure the bank can see that, they're legit and the ATF has vetted them.
Right.
It's all good. So, we do a lot of processing for gun dealers.
Pretty safe transaction as far as you guys are concerned.
Yeah, safest in my
solid
opinion on the internet because
right.
So
what would you say that it's just purely political on these other guys' parts is why they do that, like
it's
PayPal?
100% political.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with risk of a transaction coming back as a chargeback where the cardholder's disputing it.
Right.
So rare instances where cardholders do dispute transactions, a gun dealer's got so much paper trail that there's no way they won't win that chargeback.
Right, yeah.
So
exactly. So purely political. So now you guys have an option. You got a new choice. Of course, you've been around for a while, but
yeah.
it just seems like you guys are just kind of getting into this side of it. How long have you been doing the firearms part of it? I mean, ever since?
Well, I think we've kind of geared our focus to that since like 2012.
Okay. So fairly recently, you guys.
Yeah.
Target market kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it was like there's a need here, and we need to fill that need because it's something we believe in for one, and it just makes sense to provide processing where there's only a handful of processors in the country that'll even look at a gun dealer.
Right.
So another added benefit is, we set merchants up with payment gateways, and we work with 3 different payment gateways for website integration. So depending on a merchant's shopping cart, they'll have to have a gateway that's compatible with their shopping cart, and there's so many shopping carts for web developers to put into a website.
Right.
So we have our own payment gateway, which is Fast Charge. We also use eProcessing Network and Authorize.net. So I try not to use AuthNet too much because prior to 2014, they weren't gun dealer friendly.
Oh, okay.
But since January of 2014, they've been gun dealer friendly, and I've reluctantly set merchants up with them because of shopping cart compatibility.
Right.
And haven't had any issues since. So
well, good.
We're going on 3 years.
It's 3 years.
They've got a good track record so far out of 3 years.
No sign of them wavering, being wishy-washy.
So in our payment gateways that we set our merchants up are also compatible with Gunbroker, Guns America, all of those auction sites.
The main big auction sites there?
Yep.
Okay. Well, very cool. So you say you're pro gun.
Oh yeah.
You're out of Washington.
Yep.
Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, not DC.
Not DC, yeah. So where do you like to go shoot out there?
There's a couple of ranges in the Spokane area. I usually just go to my dad's property. He's got 25 acres, and we just go shoot out there on the weekends.
You go hunt? Do you do any hunting?
Yep. Deer, turkey.
It's turkey season right now.
Yeah.
In Tennessee. I don't know. I guess it's that way around most places.
Yeah, I think it just started in Washington State.
Did it?
So.
Shotguns? You guys use the shotguns?
Yep.
What kind of shotgun do you have?
I don't. My dad has shotguns. I don't have any shotguns myself.
By default.
Yeah.
You go use your dad's, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. So we're here at the 2017 NRA. We're at the Eagle Imports booth, graciously being hosted by Raphael and Mike Sodini. Looking at their product, they got some really nice guns here too. Now, are you set up with them?
I'm not sure. I've got a lot of merchants here that are doing our processing.
Okay. You guys are with Frontier Tactical, right?
Yep.
You're working with Frontier Tactical.
Yep.
Another one of our sponsors.
Yep.
We'll be having them on soon. But looking around, I mean, this is Friday, day one, and the crowd is slowly coming in. It was about 10 o'clock, 10:30, 10:13, something like that. We're expecting something like, I think they said like 88,000.
A crazy amount of people.
Throughout the week. And then today, Trump's coming in. Are you going to be going to that?
Yeah. I got to get a picture of Trump.
Yeah? You think you get close enough to get one?
I don't know about close enough.
Yeah. Now, did you get your ticket? Because it's sold out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I got a pass, so hopefully I'll have time and I'll be able to go. Don't know exactly what time he's going to be on. Have you heard?
I think it's later in the afternoon. Like, I think it's going to be the evening, like
there's
8 or 9.
There's like several people ahead of him, so I don't know if it's going to be later this evening or what. So, well, good deal. So, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that? How do they find you?
Well, they can go to our website, electronictransfer.com. They can go to fastcharge.com. Another thing for merchants that go to trade shows is we've got mobile processing. So I can set merchants up with an actual wireless terminal that prints out a thermal receipt for the cardholder to sign, or there's also mobile processor that connects to like a smartphone.
Yeah, for a phone, that's
Bluetooth.
a big thing nowadays.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's a little smaller scale, the smartphone processing is kind of good. It takes a little bit longer than the standard wireless terminal.
Right.
So if if you're a merchant and you're processing a fair amount of transactions in any given hour at a show, you probably will want an actual wireless terminal.
Okay, makes more sense.
Yeah.
What do those usually cost?
We only charge actual cost on those products. We don't mark terminals up. So wireless terminals right now are going for about $350.
Yeah.
And then the card readers that connect to the smartphone, the cost on those is about after the shipping and everything comes to about $150. So, and on new activations, we always give a merchant about a $150 credit on
nice.
terminals. So
okay,
it'll cover a mobile reader or a standard desktop terminal.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, Travis, thank you so much for coming by, and we're going to give Sarah an earful. Sarah was supposed to have been here, and she's MIA. We might have to call a rescue squad or something out for her. But stay tuned, guys. We'll be back. And John Patton has just sat down and joined us, ladies and gentlemen.
How are you, brother? Doing all right. Good to see you, man. How's things?
No, you're fine. No, you guys keep talking too. If you want to sit here while we're doing an interview with John, you can.
Yeah, hang out.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
It's awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. I have fun.
Hey, do you use Pantene?
I do.
Apparently, Frontier Tactical is now making mints.
Yes. Tactical mints.
Tactical mints.
Tactimint. What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
You having a good show?
Yeah.
Good.
I got a guy I want to introduce you to. How many more segments you got?
You'll have to talk to my social coordinator over there, Adam. He's just rounding them in. Hey, have a seat, man. Be on. Join us. Join us, bro. That one stays, right?
Yeah, that's the one everybody is fun.
It's lusting over, yeah. Oh, wait, I got to get a picture with him.
We can make Ebbs host.
You do what?
We can make Ebbs host for a minute.
Bring him over. You be the host.
Host.
Wait, no, that's mine.
Sit down and talk.
Is it live?
I don't know. Marty, is this just live feed somewhere?
No, it's recording.
Okay. See, this is what I like to see.
You having too much fun?
I will. About to. So really what we're finding these days, and this is Marty with Talking Lead also. We're back from break.
Live.
And we're finding the windscreens on these mics are really the right choice. These condenser mics with these screens. John, what's you've done live recording in the past.
I have.
This is Marty Holder with Talking Lead. And I'm joined by John Patton from the Gun Collective and Adam Kraut. Vote for Kraut 2018.
This week on TGC News, we talk about fake election results.
You know, my favorite part of your show is at the real beginning when you're shouting and waving at the audience. Click the link so you can hear me. That's my favorite. It gets me every time.
Well, thank you.
There's a pistol on the table.
There's ammo.
There's live ammunition.
There's a sword cut into that slide.
A sword. A sword.
May
I'll
the sword protect you.
Let's fill up Marty's recording with impressions. What kind of impressions do we have?
Lefty.
Barney.
Hey, y'all.
You dyed your hair.
You want some butter?
You're looking good. I'll stay
Well,
right
Paula
there.
Dean's here.
Stay right there. What up?
Excuse me, sir.
I'll let you do the interview.
Oh, this is going to be
Well, I
great.
don't know. I'm watching an iPad with waves on it.
Waves.
And it goes up and down when I start talking. What's that
Going
mean?
indirectly. These microphones, though, are spectacular.
They're spectacular.
Is this family friendly?
This is anything we want it to be.
I love how you have the wraps on your headphones.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. SOE tactical
As
wraps.
if we're at the range.
So
Cryptech.
what are we talking?
You're very quiet.
We're talking
What
lead.
are we talking about?
This show's called Talking Lead.
I'm a lead head. You gave me a sticker. At Rob
You want a
Curtis.
sticker? Yeah, the stickers
You
right
gave me
here.
one. You gave me like
Oh, okay.
5.
Yeah, you're
Rob
an official
Curtis.
leadhead.
Rob
He's a
Curtis.
Hey, I'm sorry about my post.
Which one?
It was posted after the election. It said, hey, go and vote for this guy. So I'm the reason that you didn't win. I'm sorry. It was my fault. My bad.
Yep, nailed it.
Somebody take him out back.
You got to get up on it. Wait, I think they turned it off. Test 1 2 1 2.
That's better.
Can you hear it?
That's better.
Yeah. Just hold it up there. Don't be afraid of that big black thing.
I heard he likes that.
It's like coffee.
All right, so let's go around the table. Everybody introduce themselves. Who we got here? We're at the 2017 NRAAM convention, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the high threat concealment booth, and we got a table full of awesomenesses.
All right, go ahead, Adam.
Start with Adam.
I am Adam Kraut. I'm the host of the Legal Brief on the Gun Collective, and I don't know. I do firearms law.
Do firearms law? You
Yep.
practice?
Yeah, that's what my entire practice revolves
Practice
around.
to get better, right?
Usually.
And you ran for the NRA board.
Correct, I did, and I have decided that I will be petitioning to do it again because apparently I'm a glutton for punishment.
So when's the next one going to be?
So the petitions.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine. The petitions now have started to be circulated. Based on my calculation with the new bylaws, you're going to need about 500, 600 some signatures to get on the ballot.
Is that what you have right here?
That's what I have right here.
Let me put my John Hancock on that.
Are you a voting member?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know you'd like to help, but we're not sure we can allow you to help.
And so the ballots are mailed out in the, either January or February, because I don't know this year, edition of the NRA magazine to which you are subscribed. And to be a voting member, I guess I'll just hold this here.
Yeah.
And to be a voting member, you need to have either been an annual member of the past 5 consecutive years or a life or better
Take it
member.
off the stand.
Take it off the stand.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I'm terrible
There you
apparently
go.
with audio
It was
equipment.
picking up the noise from the legs.
Gotcha. So,
Adam doesn't speak as loud as the rest of us hooligans.
He's slight of voice.
Yeah.
very quiet individual.
So timid and humble.
You need to work on your projection, your voice projection. Maybe that's why you lost.
Oh no!
Oh! No.
He said she ain't had no nipple.
I don't even know what to make of that.
Nice political response.
Thank you. I've tried to play it very, very safe.
Thanks, Governor.
Double that. Yeah, I'm eating Scooby-Doo fruit snacks. So what?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
So, so break that down, Jonathan.
I don't want to.
Yeah, break it down. Take it apart.
All right.
So Jonathan's got the Glock. Oh, we didn't even go around. We didn't get to you. Introduce you. Jonathan Patton, the Gun Collective.
I'm not going to be able to do this.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah, I did. And it's not
Boom.
forward. Yeah.
There you go. Here, all right. Let Ebbs do it.
Dude, seriously, my sausage fingers slide.
You big
over
fat
this.
fingers.
Yeah, like
you
they-
fat fingering it. Yeah.
Every time. I have to use like a T-shirt and stuff. What did I miss?
Little surprise in there.
That's amazing. There is a dick on the bottom of the barrel. There's a dick.
Is there any other surprises?
That wasn't requested either.
They just put that in
This is
there.
a little surprise when I went to clean it the first time.
Well, they know what you like, so that's cool.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah. Hi, I'm John Patton from the Gun Collective. I do things and stuff and talk about news, and I yell at Adam from time to time.
Most of the time, actually.
Yeah, I shout at him very vigorously. No,
Be more
The Odd
animated.
Couple.
Yeah. I've actually known Adam for a long time. We've been friends for, I don't know, like 10 years maybe.
Something like that.
It's been a long time.
It's been before guns.
Yeah, way before guns. We were both into cars years ago, and
Motorheads.
yeah,
Then I hated being broke. So then I got into guns and realized I'm still broke.
yeah.
Then you got into law.
And I'm still
He
broke.
went to law school and made it worse.
Made it,
Yeah, it
went
got
into
worse.
further debt, right?
That's right.
And then further to our right, and the host's chair.
In the host chair. How do you feel?
I'm Marty with Talking Lead. I feel like garbage. Actually, my voice is gone.
What happened to your hair, left hand?
I donated it.
You cut it off?
I
Hawks
sold it.
Locks for kids?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, not Wigs for Kids.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Wigs for Kids.
Okay.
14 inches of glory.
It was good.
It
It
was
was like a
amazing.
lion's mane at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Are you going to grow it back out and do it again?
Eventually, I'll get bored with getting my hair cut, and
Right.
I'll grow it out again.
Get tired of paying for haircuts?
It's too majestic. My girlfriend says, though, I don't know how I feel about you having better hair than me, which it's just a byproduct.
Yeah,
I got a
condition.
new girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, also, by the way.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell everybody who you really are.
Ebbs, House of Guns. We'll
Ebbs.
say formerly House of Guns at this point. The blog is gone.
No blog?
Right, just retail now. House of Arms.
Okay.
Focusing on Thompson Center, single shot old man guns. I do the gunsmithing side, and I do the trips. And then, but fortunately, I met all you guys doing the media stuff.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I get to hang with Patton, help him with Gun Collective stuff. Co-hosted SHOT Show coverage with him. And then I actually got to host the panel yesterday.
Oh, cool.
The Gun
Yeah.
Collective
we
panel.
just
Let's
throw him
talk
to the
about
wolves.
that.
He's an excellent
Let's talk
host.
about this panel that I didn't get invited to.
It was a public invite. Except for Marty.
Listen, if we had
So the
to
Gun
have
Collective-
all the good people on the stage, we wouldn't have anybody in the audience.
Right? Exactly. You got to have somebody rooting for you, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
No, unfortunately, I did miss it. I was in here doing interviews.
Working.
So, yeah, I guess. If you call this work, I mean, I don't call this work. This is too much fun, man. So you hosted a panel.
Yeah.
Just tell our listeners about it.
The TGC panel is kind of a collection of some of the top gun video guys and
Which I'm not.
And
maybe another reason why I would invite it.
Well, we've got guys like Mr. Guns and Gear, Tim from Military Arms,
right.
Eric and Chad from Iraq Veteran 8888, Sean from We Like Shooting, Jeremy from T-Tag, Adam Kraut was also there.
There was.
Whitey from Four Guys Guns.
He was.
Whitey.
And I think that's. I don't
Love
think I'm missing
guys.
anybody. That was the panelists, and then we had.
Did you get Dave?
22 Plinkster. I did miss him.
Okay.
He was also there, being 22 Plinkster.
Yes.
That's what he does for
Quiet
a living.
and subdued,
Yeah.
with a couple very profound statements.
Yes. Hey, there's Tim right there.
Yeah, he was just on.
Was he?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just had him on.
So
we'll have him back on if he wants to come back.
Hey, I know that guy.
I know both those guys.
So it was really fun, man. We had a ton of people. The night before, I'm like, I don't know. Uh-oh. I thought he was coming over here. That's bad. No. We wouldn't get away for 20 minutes. So the night before, I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be anybody there. Because there's no way to gauge how many people are going to come out.
Sure.
And within the first half an hour, the line was probably 50, 60 people deep. And then
nice.
We got to a point where it was so long that security told us we had to start letting people in because we were blocking
stairways and
That
escalators,
is
emergency
awesome.
exits.
And Chris Cox, the president of the NRA, walks by with his mouth open like, what is this?
Who are these people?
Yeah, who are these hooligans?
He said, this is new media, baby.
I think he leaned over to a security guy and was like, is this us?
But it was incredible. It was really incredible. I think the rough count was 630 people came out.
Amazing.
Last year it was maybe like 120. So
you guys rocked it, man.
It was incredible. It really was
awesome.
incredible. We had people.
You get standing ovations and
lots of it.
Yeah.
Did you have any hecklers?
No.
Did you have to kick anybody out?
Well, there was
that one guy.
There was one guy. Am I the right person to talk about this?
I'm not. I'm definitely
you're not.
I hosted. I can tell the stories.
Okay, go ahead.
So I threw it to John to kind of do a wrap up and thank everybody. All the giveaways were done. We were done with questions. Just past that 2-hour mark.
Right.
And John said, innocently, in intention anyway, don't forget to go vote for Adam Kraut for NRA Board of Directors. Well, this year, the show was actually presented by the NRA. So it was on all NRA media channels, endorsed and everything. And that, so it appears as though
they're
presented by the
endorsing
NRA that the NRA is speaking out. So apparently there might have been a couple complaints. And as John is saying,
they were pushing it out through their own social media. So basically,
Right.
they're pushing out me saying to vote for
So
Adam.
go vote for Adam.
Okay for
so
them.
the secretary of the NRA
literally
announced
that
himself loudly and publicly saying aggressively, maybe somewhat.
Go ahead.
No.
Authoritatively, maybe trying to impose his will.
It
was not a good look for the NRA.
So the way that he
the response was even better.
But yeah, so it actually wasn't. For a minute, there was this awkwardness, and then we're like, there was no damage to Kraut through it because if anyone hadn't gone and voted yet, they were like, well, you're not going to tell me who I can or can't vote for.
Right.
So one kid from like 4 rows back shouts, "Vote for Kraut!"
And
everybody goes,
it
erupts.
Yeah, it erupted.
That is awesome. You felt like a rock star,
It
didn't
was
you,
pretty
man?
fun. I just looked at the table like, oh man.
It was amazing. But short of that, the audience loved it. We gave away I think $50,000 ish. I have no idea. I haven't added it up yet, but we had one company ship $25,000 worth of flashlights for everybody. We gave away a mountain of stuff.
$15,000 worth of guns.
So this is like an Oprah Winfrey show, and everybody gets a flashlight.
We gave away a mountain.
You get something.
It was an absolute mountain of stuff, and had some great questions. The first question was actually from a young kid that was a Boy Scout.
He was a Cub Scout.
Yep. Had the uniform on. He
Awesome.
gets up there and he says, so I like, I like AKs and my dad likes ARs. Which one of us is right? And all
you
of
both
us
are.
Yeah. All of us just start laughing, and
that's cool.
We encouraged the kid. You told him to become an Eagle Scout, right? It was that kid.
No, I asked. I don't know if I asked.
You asked
him.
the audience how many people.
So somebody else asked
Somebody asked us how many of us
were
Boy Scouts. I think most of us raised our hand.
Yeah. No, he asked us. Aiden asked. The kid asked us. Yeah, and so a few of us raised our hands, and he walked away from the mic, and I said, "Hey, man, dude, do you want to become an Eagle Scout? And he came back to the mic and goes, that's one of my life dreams.
What's this kid, 9-10 years old?
Nice.
He's talking about life goals.
Life goals already?
And I'm an Eagle Scout. So I leaned over and said, hey, that's one of the best things I've ever done with my life. I went to law school. So, and he looked at me and was like, oh, okay. Like, I think it really...
So you encouraged him.
Yeah, hopefully.
He's going to come back to you when he gets his Eagle Scout, and he's going to go, you know what, man?
You were wrong.
You suck.
He's going to go, I'm getting this old crotchety NRA board member out of here. I'm going to run.
Yeah,
that's what
my
he's going to do.
He'd be the one bumping you off the board.
Fine.
Yeah,
That's all right.
at that point. Circle of life, right?
But yeah, we had some great questions.
And they broadcast this live? This was broadcast live?
We put it out on the TGC Facebook. I mean, for all we know, it's kind of broken right now. It might still be.
I think it's up.
Is it?
I saw this morning. It looked like it was up.
Okay, but we had some technical issues after, but it was live on TGC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thousands and thousands of people watching, and
absolutely
incredible, just absolutely incredible. I couldn't ask for a better turnout. I couldn't ask for a better crowd. The panelists were fantastic.
Is this your second year you said doing this?
Yeah, so last year we did it kind of like really spur of the moment. I was like, you know what? I like this concept. I want to do this.
Sure.
And I threw it together in like a month. And we had a bunch of people come together and help. But we did it off-site.
So what was the purpose of it? Is it
it's really just to kind of bring the audience and the creators together.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of
trying to find out what they want to see more of and hear more about?
Not necessarily that. Just like ask us whatever you want. Let's have a conversation.
Interaction.
Yeah, let's
just interaction, yeah.
Right, let's hang out for a little
It's like a Comic-Con kind of thing.
Precisely, and that's kind of, I got it from the video game industry. I watched these guys, it's called Rooster Teeth, an Achievement Hunter. I'm a total nerd, and
I think we all are. Let's be fair.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So I'm watching these guys, and I see they do these panels, and I'm like, that's a brilliant idea. We need to do that at NRA or at our own things. And this NRA last year kind of made more sense. SHOT doesn't make as much sense for that type of event.
Right.
It's just
industry folks.
I mean, that's what this is for. So we did it last year off-site because they didn't have space for us. They kind of didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Jason Brown, who is the media relations guy here with the NRA, and he's a young guy and he's super into it.
Awesome.
Very, very supportive. And he was kind of our right-hand man in making it work.
Right.
And they decided to come together, and he really went to bat for us. Presented by NRA says a lot about that event. They've said we are going to.
It legitimizes it, yeah.
Right, and it shows the NRA cares about the new
media,
yeah, new media, new content creators, and it's
that's
absolutely
awesome.
incredible.
And how long was it?
The live thing was about 2 hours.
2
and
hours.
Then we did like a meet and greet afterwards.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that's really
cool. Last year we went for 3. It was supposed to go for like an hour, and we went for 3.
Yeah,
and like.
And you were the MC. You were the host. Is that what you said?
This year, yeah.
Ebbs was.
Mm-hmm.
So you were the Chris Hardwick.
Yes.
Of the panel.
A taller.
You know who Chris Hardwick is?
A taller, less feminine version.
Right.
So
less effeminate.
More good looking.
Much more rugged, anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever described yourself as rugged before?
Just did.
You're looking. I mean, you got the plaid on today.
He's ginger. He's got a beard.
Gingered.
Looks like a lumberjack.
Yeah.
He does. A little lumberjackery.
A hipster jack.
Yeah.
If I hear that word anymore.
Hipster jack?
That's the first time I've
Hashtag
heard it.
hipster
You should
jack.
just be happy we haven't asked you if you're high yet.
Yeah.
Hey, are you from Colorado?
Yeah.
You must be high.
I am from Colorado. No, it's been most of the time. The question's been, are you high right now?
Right now.
Marijuana.
Again.
I was able to travel here so fast and keep my high all the while getting to where you are and answering your question.
So for our listeners who, have had their head in the sand, tell them about what you do. Tell them about the Gun Collective. What it's all about.
The Gun Collective is kind of a different approach on gun media. I had done reviews before. I mean, you know that. We go back a little ways.
Absolutely.
I got tired of doing reviews. I got tired of doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. And I actually kind of had a period where I stopped altogether. It was end of 2014. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with the manufacturers. Like, when's this review coming out? Like, that kind of crap. And it got old. So it was February of 2015 when the idea was born of TGC and TGC News. And TGC News is kind of a really fast-paced look at the gun world. Whether it's politics, which we don't cover too much of because
It's difficult, and
politics are boring.
Right, politics are extremely boring, but it's focused on products and industry news.
Yeah.
That's really where the focus is. It's very fast paced.
Events.
Yeah.
Products. Gear.
Think of it like
people.
The Daily Show, kind of with guns, sort of like that. Got the it's all done on a green screen, super high quality production. And TGC has always been kind of designed to not just be me. Originally, people thought it was just going to be news, and I'm, no, it's going to be bigger than that. And then it was July, I think, of 2016.
Last year.
Yeah, July of last year, I brought on Adam, kind of spur of the moment. It was literally 2 weeks.
It wasn't even
I
two.
went from
It wasn't
February
two.
to June.
It was one.
Okay. Well, I went from February to
You guys
June
quit fighting.
of
Break it up.
2015 with like practice episodes, trying to dial in the format.
Sure.
And then we went public with
Fine-tuning
his
it.
show. We went like a week, and then it was just boom.
The backstory is there was a late night ran on Facebook, because that's what Facebook is for, right?
Sure.
And pictures of food.
That's
and-
Instagram, actually.
Oh, well. I was tired of
Way to go,
all
Kraut.
the misinformation and that was constantly parroted on the internet about gun laws.
Mhm.
I do this for a living, and put out something, and John said, "Hey, I got an idea," and we were off and
Let's
running.
put you on the internet.
Yeah, let's put you on the internet more, and we were.
Let's
off-
go worldwide.
We were off and running with the first episode within a week, filming it, and it's just progressed from there.
Where are you guys doing this from? You got a studio?
My basement.
Your basement? Your studio set up?
Yep.
In the basement?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, we just, I invested in some high quality lights and camera equipment.
Yeah.
And, it's worked out really well.
Yeah, I mean, you do a great job with it, man.
Thank
it's
you.
very high quality.
Thank you.
And very entertaining. Yeah.
We try, and I got to
Entertain us.
I got to give a shout out to Izzy,
Yes.
the editor. I brought on Izzy, 6 months ago or something, full time, and we keep him busy. Between his
No
show
doubt.
and my show,
He does a phenomenal job.
We also do. I have the company that kind of houses all this stuff is my media company. So we do marketing videos and animations and that type of stuff for other companies. So he's also doing that. But
Yeah.
Izzy does an incredible job. Got a really good sense of humor, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that he's back there hustling and helping us.
There you go. A little pat on the back
Yeah. He deserves it. He works really
to
hard.
the laborers.
Yeah. No, the show, at least my show, I don't know about yours, but my show wouldn't be what it is currently without Izzy back there hustling and stuff.
I literally couldn't do all the things that we do without his help, And, speaking of people that help, Ebbs has been an incredible help here, and especially at SHOT Show, SHOT Show's a nightmare.
Oh, tell me about
trying
it.
to get through all the booze and all that kind of stuff, and Ebbs is kind of the enforcer for me. He's like, come on, let's go. We got to go.
Yeah. Like, come on. Next appointment. Chop,
The
chop.
not so secret service.
Yeah.
So what do you guys got on the horizon for the Gun Collective?
You know what, man? I don't even know at this point.
For real?
I've
No,
been so
you do.
worried about this panel. I think the next step is more shows.
Mhm.
I kind of look at it more as kind of closer to like what television does with shows,
Mhm.
as opposed to most guys just having like, oh, these are my videos.
Mhm.
I like having kind of.
So you have like a set time every
Yeah,
week,
like
every
that's-
day.
That's the way I kind of like it, and I have enough ideas to fill content for the next 5 years. So it's just a matter of growing the infrastructure.
No lack of content. man.
Oh no
Yeah.
lack of ideas, no lack of content, not at all. It's just a matter of executing and figuring out the timing to
Right.
go to the range, have different hosts, because I don't want it to just be me.
Sure.
I don't like that. I've been prodding Ebbs for probably the last 5 years to move to the East Coast. He still won't do it, of course, but
I don't blame him.
I want to grow the team. And,
Make
and-
weed legal and he'll move out there.
Whole new reputation.
Yeah.
It's like,
That doesn't exist.
Should that guy have guns? Or-
Is that okay?
Should he be doing these videos?
Chocolate cake. So, that's the idea, is to just grow it, expand on it. The audience is
what
very,
she
very
said.
supportive, and it's been an incredible ride. It really has. 2 years, and we're getting traction that can only be dreamed of.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, it's just taking off.
Yeah, it's been incredible. It really
That's
has.
great.
been.
That's great, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything we can do to help you out, we're here for you.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. This is fun, man. I'm happy to come
Oh,
on.
we have fun. That's what this. If this wasn't fun, I wouldn't do it. You know?
Yeah, Adam said something to me. I was like, oh, yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance. I think the last time we did an interview was 3 years ago. It was
3 or 4, yeah.
It was when it was you and Zeke back in the day. And
the Squatch.
Yeah.
I actually got him on.
Did you really?
Yesterday, yeah. He was, I was like,
let's do
was
it.
Was he super sweaty the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
I wrapped him in a wool
There's something
blanket.
you could do for me when you get home back to your regular studio. I'd really like for you to do a desk pop while you're recording an episode.
a desk pop?
Yeah, fully loaded. Sit at the desk.
Shoot the ceiling.
Shoot the ceiling.
Right? I could
Yeah,
do that.
while you're on
well,
there.
there's this company that has like tire. They use like recycled tires.
Uh-huh.
And they use
So you
those
can
as
do that
ballistic
instead of-
walls.
Just do like one ceiling
Just
panel.
do one ceiling panel, and I could do that.
His
Yeah.
desk pop.
And you miss it.
Once a day.
The weekly desk pop.
Hit the gas line.
Hey, there's a show.
The
weekly desk pop.
All right,
Maybe.
boys and girls, that's like one of those radio stations where you turn it up and rip the knob off. It's time for the weekly desk pop.
Can you identify?
And you do a
the
different
type
gun
of
every
firearm?
time.
Yeah. What caliber is this?
It's a Moab.
You're gonna want to cut this section of the show so no one steals that idea.
No, it's recorded, so we've got a date and we've got a time when it was said. So, right,
Yeah, this is
attorney?
real.
It is now. I don't know. I don't know the law.
Not that
don't
part
know
of
the
it.
Not that
law.
part.
Not that
Do you
part
know
of
how
it.
many laws there are? I don't.
There are a lot.
What did
too
Tim,
many.
what
There's
did,
too
what did
many.
Max say yesterday? Like 20,000 gun
Oh,
laws right now or something? Federal
Speaking
gun laws?
of, did you
Is
guys hear
that's
about
made
the
up?
Springfield
Is that a made up
debacle?
Oh, that's a mess.
So let's talk about that real quick.
They need to own it.
So there's an article in the
It's all over the place.
I haven't read it.
I can't remember where I read it.
I know Truth About Guns.
The
has
Truth
one.
About Guns. Yeah, that's the one Tim showed me.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
basically,
so
sum it
Springfield
up.
Armory kind of
Well, someone
exempted themselves, I guess. So there was apparently some kind of gun law going down in Illinois that
There you
was
go.
really bad, and Springfield Armory and Rock River Arms kind of were fighting it. And I guess they worked with the government of that state to go, you know what, guys, we will back off in fighting this if you exempt us. And that is the most despicable thing that you could possibly do. So, yeah, that was stupid on their part, and they deserve every bit of hate they get.
I guess what bothers me is that it's such an established name like that.
Yeah.
To undercut
awful.
and to do that type
Well,
of
somebody
thing.
was telling me.
I think we're going to see a lot of backpedaling on this.
I didn't know this, but apparently Smith & Wesson went bankrupt a few years ago, like 8 years ago, somebody said, for the CEO saying that nobody should own machine guns or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And they had to reorganize, and they Smith & Wesson went through some crazy stuff a few years back. I never knew about it because it was before my time in the industry, but
Right.
oh my God.
I expected to see some smoke coming up in that direction after Tim told me the news. I was like, oh,
They
they're going to get
deserve
burned.
every bit of hate they get. Every single bit of it they deserve.
Got to
it.
call them out on that
Yeah.
bull crap. It's ridiculous.
I'll roast them when we do the next show.
That's great. I mean, appreciate you guys coming by. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
We need to
Thank
do
you.
this again sometime.
Yes, absolutely. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, we should do like a little monthly segment.
All right, let me know.
Okay.
We'll try and make it happen.
Yeah,
Maybe when we're recording or something.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll
All
even
right,
let
guys.
you sit in your host seat.
I was going to let you take over for the rest of the day, man.
No, I'm
Just
about
go
done.
grab a burger.
Think about some food.
We're definitely going to go do that.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, guys, we will be back in the High Threat Concealment booth here at the 2017 NRA annual meeting. Yeah.
All right, Leadheads, that does it for Volume 6 of our 2017 National Rifle Association coverage. And still got a couple more to go. Appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to our show. As always, whatever podcasting system that you're listening to us on or our website, please leave us some feedback. That's always greatly appreciated, and it helps us in the rankings as well. And turn us on to your good buddy, your neighbor, your friends. Tell them all about the show as well. And don't forget about the giveaway that we've got going on with Do All Outdoors. So listen to the first part of the show, and you find out what you need to do to take part in our 200th episode celebration, which we are going to continue with in our next episode as well. So we'll announce the winners of the Do All Outdoors prize package, and we'll announce another prize. Thanks to all the people who make this show possible. Frontier Tactical. Check them out at frontiertactical.com. Modern Spartan Systems, modernspartansystems.com. X Steel Targets for all your AR-500 steel needs. Check out xsteeltargets.com.
X Steel Targets.
Glock, the official carry of Left Hand at Talking Lead. Check them out at us.glock. And then I'd like to give a big thanks to all the companies that helped made our NRA coverage possible. Raphael and Mike over at Eagle Imports. Adam and the crew over at High Threat Concealment. Frontier Tactical for putting us up in the hotel room. Those guys are awesome. Make sure you check them out, frontiertactical.com, and check out their new line of AR-15s, the FT line. And also remember that you can get your Tactical Squirrel monthly subscription boxes from our website, www.talkingled.com. Just click on the Tactical Squirrel box link. And we got Father's Day coming up, so there's your solution for your Father's Day present right there. Sign your dad up, your pops up for one of the awesome monthly subscription boxes from Tactical Squirrel. Again, go to talkingled.com, click on the Tactical Squirrel subscription box link, and you're good to go. And don't forget, your first month's box is going to have an additional little surprise in it because you guys are leadheads. We will be back next week and more awesome guests from our 2017 NRA coverage. As always, leadheads, keep your loved ones close and your firearms closer, baby. I didn't forget about you, Ebbs. This one's for you.
Yo, paper bitch.
What's up, man? Hey guys. Paper bitch. Paper bitch. I don't like that, actually. I know you guys think it's fun, but I don't like that name.
So we're gonna dance in Highsmith paperwork?
No, actually, that's... What is this? Guys, it's
stupid.
Illegal permitting for construction, specifically scaffolding.
It's a real thing, right? A death pump? Yeah. No, that's not real. They were so convincing in their argument, they swung me.
All right, Alan, you're gonna have to hand over your gun.
Yes, sir.